But speaking of great movies, I want to throw this to the panel real quick. I want to know, going into the holiday season, a lot of people are wondering about what to watch, and I want to give some of the Salty Saturday panel's recommendations for things to watch over the holidays that are holiday centric. And I set down the rule. It's like no Die Hard. Like
No
you
Die Hard,
can't be the usual suspects. You have to give something that's maybe a little bit hasn't been seen by lots and lots of people.
I got the perfect movie.
I want to start with Odin from OMB Reviews. Odin, what do you recommend people watch over the holidays?
Yeah. Whenever I'm asked the question about Christmas movies, I have to go with the go-to, which I won't spend too much time on because it is one of those more obvious ones, but It's a Wonderful Life. I just have to mention it because it is, in my opinion, the best Christmas movie.
What if
even
I
potentially
lashed the moon and pulled it down?
Exactly, right?
It's
also like a great
movie.
Great movie to boot too, right? It's not even just a great Christmas movie, it's also one of the greatest films ever made. Right. So I have to put it out there. But as far as like more relatively unknown, this film Klaus, animated film on Netflix, actually was a real big surprise to me. It came out a few years ago, and it basically tells a alternate story of Santa Claus, of Saint Nicholas, where it is, and that's where the only real criticism I have is that it does not really go into the history of Saint Nicholas. It does not really go into that. But it is still very, very good. Great for kids. My son just watched it last day or two, and he really was just kind of drawn in and had so many questions about it. It is one where if you have Santa Claus in your home, it might lead to some kids asking some questions because it is an alternate version of where Santa Claus comes from. But it's very, very good. If you've never seen Klaus before, highly recommend it. It's a darn good time. Klaus.
All right. Gabe El Taib, do you have a Christmas movie you'd like to recommend?
It's a famous movie, but it doesn't get talked about a lot, I don't think. And I, embarrassingly, had not seen it ever until a month ago. And it's such a good movie. And the guy that made it is the home run hitter. Planes, Trains, Automobiles. I'd never seen that. And it touched me so much, the John Candy character, the Del Griffith character and stuff, and the way Steve Martin, who has looked the same age for 40 years, the way they related, I loved it. I absolutely adored that movie. So yes, everyone's heard of that movie, but I don't see it out there as being Home Alone or A Christmas Story or whatever, getting the big fame like that around the holidays.
Gabe, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of my all-time favorite movies, but it is a Thanksgiving movie, not a Christmas movie. So I'm going to have you choose another one.
But that's beside the point, right?
Admonish.
It feels
all right, but yeah, people should definitely check out that movie. Brian, give us your Christmas recommendation.
Yeah, I'm about to blow you guys away. Have you ever seen a movie called Go?
Yes, saw it in the theater.
Go is a movie that you should watch. It's Timothy Olyphant's in it. He's a drug dealer, but it is literally about people trying to find drugs on Christmas Eve, and it is a blast. The movie takes place from the perspective of multiple characters. So you start with one character and you go from character to character and you see their perspective of the same exact night until it accumulates into one ultimate story with all those characters. And it's very, very good. It's funny. It's interesting. It's a cool take, and it all takes place on Christmas Eve.
Cool. All right, Mr. Butters, what is your Christmas movie of choice?
So I'm going to recommend everybody's favorite Christmas demon, Krampus. So 2015 Krampus, PG-13 horror movie. It's not super scary, but if you have young teenagers or whatever, and you want to have some fun watching a scary Christmas movie, this is the one to go see. Tells a little story about being a brat and being a not good person on Christmas, and this is what's going to happen to you. So I enjoyed that movie. We reviewed it on Salty Nerd a few years ago. I think we all had a good time with it, and it's a little bit out there, but it's good stuff. Good stuff.
I will say what's surprising about that movie is that even though it's kind of presented as a horror movie, it's actually at its core, it's a really solid Christmas film because it's about a family that's kind of dysfunctional and they come together through this experience of dealing with this demon. And it actually has a very good message at heart, which I thought was kind of surprising.
Shadow. Yeah.
So my recommendation is a movie that I don't hear talked about much, but it's actually a low key, one of my guilty pleasure favorites is The Long Kiss Goodnight. And it is a Shane Black script, directed by the guy who did Cutthroat Island and a couple other movies. He used to be Gina Davis's husband. And Gina Davis is in it, along with Samuel L. Jackson. And it's about this woman who basically she used to be a spy, but she kind of gave it up to become a housewife and kind of settled down in suburbia. And then her past catches up with her, and she basically has to become the badass spy again, while not sacrificing her family in order to save her family. So it's actually like a really fun, really good action movie. Low key, but it's weird because Shane Black, every script he writes has like some type of Christmas theme to it. And this is definitely a Christmas movie in the vein of Die Hard. So I would highly recommend checking that one out.
Yeah. Cutthroat Island was like one of the most expensive flops ever made, right?
Yeah, totally. Gina Davis and Matthew Modine. I wish I could
plus
remember
Gina
that
Davis
director's
gets
name.
topless by accident, and they left it in the movie.